today's enlightening episode, we will explore one of the most critical topics of our time,
Hey, good to connect with you
renewable
again.
energy sources. Joining us is CCPI Maya, an insightful thinker with a deep passion for sustainability and innovative technologies. Together, we will uncover that renewable energy truly means, why it matters, and how it can shape a cleaner, more suitable future for our planet. So, let's dive into the green revolution and learn how energy can be both powerful and planet friendly. First of all, hello Maya, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. Ready to dive in? Green
Yes, Maya.
revolution is a pretty apt way to. Gotcha.
Yes, Maya, it is too amazing topic and too much interesting. And I guess and we have to start with the basics because most of the people don't know about the basics of the renewable energy. So we will discuss from basics to uh, all the pro level uh, definitions. So first of all, Maya, the first question of my interview is that what do you mean by the term renewable energy?
Sounds like a plan. Basics first. Good call. Where do you want to begin with renewable energy? Just a quick
Maya,
definition, or should we jump?
no, Maya, not
Hmm?
just definition. Like I want to learn like in detail. So please, as I told you that what do you mean by the term renewable energy? That was my question.
Okay, got it. You want to know what I mean by renewable energy technologies? What actually falls under that umbrella? It's basically any way of generating energy that comes from sources that naturally replenish themselves. Think sunlight, ice, and geothermal heat. Instead of burning fossil fuels, which are finite, these technologies tap into resources that are constantly being renewed on the planet. Does that make sense as a starting point?
Yeah, I think that makes sense as a starting point. Uh, Thank you so much for explaining it. And now, Maya, can you tell us that how do renewable energy sources different from the non-renewable ones?
Right, good question. The big is, like I mentioned, that sources are naturally replenished. Non renewable sources like coal or gas were formed over millions of years, and we're using them up much faster than they can be replaced. The finite supply. Also, burning those non renewable sources releases a lot of greenhouse gases, which contributes to climate change. Renewable have a much smaller environmental impact.
Hello.
Still with me?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Yep,
So
still
sorry.
here.
The internet connection is not so good, so that's why answer. And now, Maya, thank you so much for bringing that down. And now, can you list the major types of renewable energy so we can understand it more betterly?
No, glad we're still going. Okay, sure. The major types are wind, hydro, geothermal, and biomass. Solar uses sunlight. Wind uses, well, wind. Hydro uses the power of moving water. Geothermal taps into heat from within the earth. And biomass uses organic matter, things like wood or crops, to create energy. They all have different pros and cons, of course. Does that give you a good overview?
Yes, Maya, that may good state gives us a good overview about the major types of the renewable energy. Thanks so much for breaking that down. And now, Maya, can you explain that why is renewable energy is important for the future of our planet? Please, in detail, please.
Okay, in detail then. It's important for a whole bunch of reasons, honestly. First, burning fossil fuels is a major driver of climate change, causing things like rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and disruptions to ecosystems. Renewables produce little to no greenhouse gas emissions, helping to mitigate those impacts. But it's not just about the environment. Reliance on fossil fuels also creates geopolitical instability. Can control those resources have a lot of power. Renewables can be more distributed, meaning more countries can generate their own energy, increasing energy security. And increasingly, renewables are becoming cheaper than fossil fuels, so it makes economic sense too. Plus, the renewable energy sector creates jobs. It's a really complex issue, but those are some of the biggest reasons why it's crucial for a sustainable future. Does that cover it?
Yes, man, that covers all the things that I want to explore about it. And now, Maya, my next question is that can you tell us that what is the role of the sun in renewable energy system? And please in detail because that was one of the most important questions. So please in detail.
You're right to call that out as important. The sun is huge. It's the source of almost all renewable energy, directly or indirectly. Obviously, solar energy directly uses sunlight with solar panels, but even other renewable power. Wind is created by uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun. The water cycle, which drives hydropower, is powered by the sun's energy. And even biomass relies on plants growing using sunlight through photosynthesis. So, really, the sun is the ultimate engine driving most renewable energy systems. Amazing when you think about it. Still
So
there,
sorry, so sorry. Yes, my answer is here.
everything all right?
And that covers that I want. And no, no, Maya, I'm still with you. No need to take tension. And now my question is that how does solar energy work in simple terms?
Okay, no problem at all. You're still with me? Right. Solar energy in simple terms. Basically, solar panels are made of materials that allow them to absorb sunlight. When sunlight hits these materials, it knocks electrons loose, creating an electrical current. That current then gets converted into electricity that we can use to power our homes, businesses, and everything else. It's all about turning light into electricity. Sounds complicated, but it is pretty straightforward.
Thank you so much for explaining it. And now, now Maya, can you tell us that how efficient is solar power compared to the other energy resources?
That's a good question. Solar panel efficiency, that how much sunlight they convert to electricity, has been steadily improving, but it's 100%. Right now, commercially available solar panels typically range from about 15% to 22% efficient. That means they convert that percentage of sunlight into electricity. Compared to fossil fuels, which can be quite efficient to electricity, solar is still lower. But the cost of solar has dropped dramatically, making it competitive, and research is constantly pushing efficiency higher. Also, you have to factor in that sunlight is free. You don't have to mine or drill for it. While the efficiency isn't the highest, the overall value proposition is getting really strong.
Hmm. Okay, that's good. Yes, no, you're totally right. That sunlight is totally
Good.
free, and we just may don't need to drill or mine something. We just have to build a solar in our house and just thus, and then we can be free from the bills and we can use natural light in our house. And now, Maya, so my next question is that are there any challenges with using solar energy?
You're thought on about the benefits. It really is a great setup. So, and yeah, there are definitely challenges with renewable energy in general and solar specifically. Intermittent, the sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow. That means we need ways to store energy for when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing, like battery storage solutions. There's also the land use issue. Solar farms can take up a lot of, and then there's the initial cost of installation, although that's coming down rapidly. Plus, the materials used to make solar panels have environmental considerations. It's not a perfect solution. Benefits generally outweigh the challenges, and people are working hard to overcome those hurdles. Yeah,
Hmm. Yes, man. Um, just
I
listening
apologize. I didn't
carefully
quite
to your answers.
catch that.
No, no. Maya, by moving forward now, can solar energy can be stored for the nighttime use or not?
Yes, absolutely. That's the key to making solar reliable. There are solar energy for nighttime use. The most common method is using batteries, like lithium-ion batteries, those in electric cars. These store the electricity generated during the day for use when another option, although less common for residential use, is pumped hydro storing water uphill when there's excess energy, then releasing it through turbines to generate electricity when needed. And there's a lot of research going into other storage technologies like thermal storage, even using excess solar energy to create hydro. So, yes, storing solar energy is possible and it's getting more efficient and affordable all the time.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for breaking that down. And as you tell, that solar energy is so efficient, and it is very helpful us to be. And now, Maya, can you tell us that what is wind energy and how is it generated?
Glad to hear you're feeling positive about solar. Okay, wind energy. Basically, wind energy uses the power of the wind to turn turbines. These turbines have blades, like airplane propellers, that catch the wind. As the wind turns the blades, it spins a generator inside the turbine, and that generator creates electricity. It's a pretty simple concept, really. Wind farms, which are groups of wind turbines, are usually located in areas with consistent strong winds, like open plains or offshore. To pair a clean source of energy, but like solar, it's intermittent, meaning it doesn't always blow when we need it to.
Hmm. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for breaking that down. And now I can tell us like what makes wind turbine a good source of power. Please in detail because I really want to discuss this and I want to discuss in detail. So please tell us in detail.
You're welcome! I'm happy to discuss it today, even though you weren't initially planning to. Okay, so what makes wind turbines a good source of power? First, wind is a renewable resource, and it's not going to run out. Second, wind energy produces very little pollution. Third, wind farms can be built on land that can also be used for other purposes like farming or grazing. And finally, the cost of wind energy has been decreasing steadily, making it more and more competitive with traditional energy sources. Plus, wind power is really good at generating large amounts of electricity. It's a really viable option for a sustainable energy future. Does that cover what you're interested in?
Yes, Maya, I think it covers that I am interested in. And now, Maya, I want to explore that how are wind farms cost effective for countries like Pakistan?
Ah, you mean Pakistan? Yes, absolutely. That's a really important question. The initial investment for wind farms can be significant, but increasingly they are becoming cost effective for countries like Pakistan, especially considering the long term benefits. Pakistan has some excellent wind corridors, areas with consistently strong winds, particularly in the south. Utilizing those resources can reduce reliance on expensive imported fossil fuels, improving energy security. Also, wind energy projects can create local jobs and stimulate economic growth in rural areas. The cost of wind energy technology has been coming down globally, making it more accessible. While there are challenges with grid infrastructure and financing, the potential for cost effective and sustainable energy generation is definitely there for Pakistan.
Hmm. Okay, thank you so much for breaking that down. That how wind farms can be effective. in the countries like Pakistan. And now, Maya, can you explain that what are the environmental impacts of the wind energy?
You're welcome. And you're right to ask about the environmental impacts because even renewables aren't entirely without them. Wind energy is generally considered very clean, but there are some potential concerns. One is the impact on birds and bats. They can sometimes be killed by colliding with turbine blades, although newer turbine designs are minimizing this. But there's also the visual impact. Some people find wind turbines unsightly. Noise pollution can be an issue for people living near wind farms. And finally, the manufacturing and transportation of wind turbines do have some environmental impact, although it's much smaller than that of fossil fuels. Overall, the environmental impacts of wind energy are significantly less than those of traditional energy sources, but it's important to be aware of them and to mitigate them where possible.
So sorry, Maya.
Still,
Yes, Maya, I'm still with you. So sorry for the interruption because of some internet issue. And now, Maya, by moving forward, my next question is that how reliable is wind energy in different seasons?
no worries at all. Connection issues happen. Okay, so wind energy reliability does vary with the seasons. Generally, wind speeds tend to be higher in the winter months when there's greater temperature contrast, meaning more consistent wind generation. In the summer, wind speeds can be more variable and lower, but it really depends on the specific location. Some areas have consistent winds year round, while others have more seasonal patterns. That's why it's important to diversify renewable energy sources. Combining wind with solar, hydro, and other renewables can help to ensure a more reliable energy supply overall.
Hmm, okay,
Still listening.
that was a good review. Share about it. Thanks for explaining. And now, Maya, can you like we have to move to the next section where we will explore about the hydropower. So, Maya, can you tell us what is hydropower? Why? What is hydroelectric energy?
Absolutely. Let's move on to hydro. Hydroelectric energy, or hydropower, uses the power of moving water to generate electricity. It typically involves building a dam on a river to create a reservoir. Water released from the reservoir flows through turbines, which spin a generator and produce electricity. It's a very established technology and a significant source of renewable energy worldwide. The hydro part simply refers to water. Does that make sense as a basic explanation?
Yes, Maya, that makes sense as a basic explanation. It was like it was a good explanation if we will if anyone wants to learn about the hydroelectric energy. So Maya, now can you tell us like how do dams produce electricity?
You mean, how does the water actually produce electricity? It's all about converting the kinetic energy of the moving water into energy and then into electrical energy. The water flowing through the dam rushes past turbines, which are like giant underwater windmills. These turbines are connected to a generator. As the turbine blades spin from the force of water, they turn the generator, which converts that mechanical energy into electricity. So basically, it's harnessing the power of flowing water to spin a generator and create power.
Hmm, okay, that's great. Okay, Ms. Maya, so now can you expand that what are the benefits of hydropower in developing countries?
Good question. Hydropower can be incredibly beneficial for developing countries. One major benefit is reliable electricity access. It can provide a stable power supply for homes, businesses, and industries. It can also help reduce reliance on expensive imported fossil fuels, improving energy security. Hydropower projects can create jobs during construction and operation, and also provide opportunities for local economic development. Dams can also help with water management, providing irrigation for agriculture, controlling floods, and ensuring a consistent water supply. It's not without challenges, of course, but hydropower can be a really valuable asset for developing countries. Still with you?
Yes, Maya, I am still with you. No need to take worry about it. And now, Maya, can you tell us that can small rivers be used to generate power locally or not?
That's a great question. Yes, absolutely. You don't need a massive dam and reservoir to generate hydropower. Small rivers can be used to generate power locally using what's called small hydro or micro hydro systems. These systems typically divert a portion of the river's flow through a turbine without creating a large dam. They're often used to provide power to remote communities that aren't connected to the main electricity grid. It's a really effective way to provide clean, reliable energy to local areas.
Okay, that's good. And thanks so much, Maya, for breaking that down. And now, Maya, I want to discuss some of the misconceptions and challenges. So, Maya, can you tell us that what are the biggest myths about the renewable energy?
You're welcome. Okay, let's tackle some myths. A big one is that renewable energy is too expensive. While the initial investment can be higher, the cost of renewables has plummeted in recent years, and in many cases, they're now cheaper than fossil fuels. Another myth is that renewables are unreliable. Intermittency is a challenge, but it can be addressed with energy storage and a diversified energy mix. Some people also believe that renewables take up too much land. Well, it's true that solar and wind farms require land. They can often be located on land that isn't suitable for other uses, and the land can sometimes be used for other purposes like farming. And finally, there's a myth that renewables can't provide enough energy to meet our needs. That's simply not true. With continued investment and innovation, renewables have the potential to power the entire world.
Okay, Maya, thanks so much for breaking that down. And now, Maya, can you tell us like what are the limitation of renewable energy in poor or remote areas?
You mean, what are the limitations of renewables, specifically hydropower, and rural or remote areas? Well, a big one is the infrastructure requirements. Building a dam, even a small one, requires significant construction and can be expensive, especially in remote locations with limited access. There's also the environmental impact to consider. Dams can disrupt river ecosystem communities. Another challenge is potential for sedimentation. Over time, dams can fill up with sediment, reducing their effectiveness. And finally, the availability of skilled labor to operate and maintain hydropower facilities can be limited in remote areas. It's a complex issue with a lot of factors to consider.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for breaking that down. And now, Maya, can you tell that can you explain that how can these challenges can be overcome through awareness and education?
Absolutely. Awareness and education are key. You know, when people understand the benefits of renewables, the economic, environmental, and social advantages, they're more likely to support projects. Education can also help to address concerns about potential environmental impacts and ensure that projects are developed in a sustainable and responsible way. Public awareness campaigns can highlight successful renewable energy initiatives and demonstrate their viability. Furthermore, educating local communities about the skills needed to operate and maintain renewable energy facilities can create job opportunities, local ownership. Basically, informed communities are empowered communities, and that's crucial for overcoming the challenges and realizing the potential of renewable energy.
Hmm. Okay, that's it. What was like you are asking great and with having you. And Maya, now my interview time is almost just completed, and now I have to end my podcast. And thank you so much for giving precious time. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I learned a lot from you. See you next time with a new topic and with a new discussion. Looking forward to the new discussion. Till then, Allah Hafiz, and in and as always, Pakistan. Take care, all of you. Allah.